So today I want to share with you people, places, and passion. The person that I want to tell you about is 8 years old. Her name is Margalit Zianti. The place that I want to talk about is a small mountain village named Pqueen. And the value and the passion that we are going to deal with today is commitment. A story of simple commitment from one person to another. Shalom, my name is Erez Strasburg. I am the founder and head tour guide for Milestones Israel, personalized tourism. We match a story of a place and a story of a person. Enjoy the chapter of Margalit Zianti, Gershon, Fradkin, and Uriel Rozenbaum. Pqueen is a small picturesque village in a hidden valley between the mountains of the Galilee. There are about 5,000 people living in this village. Most of them are Druze and Muslims, few Christians, and one Jewish family, the Ziantis. According to the family tradition, the Ziantis arrived from Jerusalem 2,000 years ago and never left for exile. When Margalit was young, she promised her father, Yosef Zianti, that she will never ever leave the land she inherited. Today, at the age of 88, Margalit is the last remaining Jew in Pqueen. She never got married or had a child. She sees her role as the flame keeper of her family and the entire ancient Jewish community of Pqueen. The Ziantis are a source of inspiration. I bring there people who are searching for resiliency or self-determination. But today, I would like to tell you about two individuals that have passed through the village in the last 70 years, were inspired by the Zianti story, and changed Margalit's life in a very positive way. If there is one thing that never fails to bring tears to my eyes, it's the story of simple good done by one person for another. Every time I visit Pqueen, I make sure to pull out that 52 years old book, The People of Pqueen. There is one chapter in that book that always moves me. Long before I met Mrs. Margalit Zianti and my friend Uriel. It is the story of commitment and pure friendship. Gershon Fradkin was in his early 20s when he served as a youth counselor in Kibbutz Yagur. The year is 1940, and he is taking his students on a hike in the Upper Galilee. They will visit the old synagogue of Pqueen and be treated to hospitality of Saada, Mazel Zianti's, Margalit's mother. Suddenly, we saw a man rushing towards us, says Gershon. At first, we thought he was an Arab. My name is Yosef Zianti, the man announced. I heard from my wife that you were visiting our home. His Hebrew was difficult for us to understand. He looked almost as if he was an ancient prophet. There is only one thing missing, he whispered to Gershon. We don't have a Jewish school or a teacher that can teach my son how to say Kaddish for me once I have joined the Creator. He stood up and took my hands into his with great emotion in his eyes and said, Dear sir, please take my children, my treasures. Take them to be Jewish. I beg you. Take my girl as well. She needs education too. I had no idea, said Gershon, how I was going to keep up my promise. I was only a youth counselor. He let go of my hands and turned his eyes to the ground and said, Many people have promised us and forgotten us once they have left. I am here alone with my sorrows, begging anyone that passes to teach my children. I took his hands again and replied, Dear Yosef, this time You have so many witnesses. I turned and looked at the group of teenagers behind me. They were mesmerized by the situation unfolding. I asked them all, "Are you witnessing and partner with this mitzvah?" "Witness and partners," they all shouted in response. Margalit and Shaul were brought to Kibbutz Yagur to live in the children's house that same year. In the home in Pqueen, there is a plaque in honor the President of Israel, Yitzhak Ben Zvi. Next to it, a picture of Gershon Fradkin. 20 years ago, a young man named Uriel, a father of 6, and an actor and singer, traveled through Pqueen where he met Margalit. It took him few years to gain her confidence. But the two eventually became very close. He convinced her to tell her story, the story of her family and this amazing little village, in a play that they wrote together. Whenever a group wishes to enjoy this unique and moving performance, Uriel drives couples of hours to Pqueen to make it happen. Together, Uriel and Margalit created a non-profit with the purpose of educating visitors to Pqueen about the Jews of the Galilee. When Israel celebrated its 70th anniversary, a big surprise for anyone who knows Margalit, Margalit was invited to light a torch in honor of her work to maintain the story of her family and to be the last remaining Jew in the village of Pqueen, and to keep peaceful relationship with her Muslim, Druze and Christian neighbors.
שחיים ביחד עד הסוף, כמו תאוות חינם, שהשם יברך אתכם, עם ישראל חי, ולתפארת מדינת ישראל.
לא עזבו הזינתים, היו פה כל הזמן, שאנחנו גלינו. הם היו פה. הם לא ידעו גלות בבל, בן שלי כזו, הנה אצל המשפחה, משפחת זינתי.